you're working in Australia, so what are you working on?
I am working on Baz Luhrmann's movie about Elvis Presley. Austin Butler is playing Elvis Presley. And here, let me show you the horrible haircut I have to have in order to portray Colonel Tom Parker.
Okay.
Check out this horrible. Okay. Can you see that? No. Look at that thing.
Down. Wait, sit down.
I just scared the children. I want to apologize.
We've dropped the ball on New Year's Eve.
What I really want to do is just have a little tuft of hair right here and then a big beard, and then everybody would think I'm Graham Norton.
Yes! It's uncanny. You can play me in the biopic. That's about as famous as it gets. Because Elvis, that was established you as a, I was going to say adult movie star, but that makes it sound wrong.
I'll not say this. Real shot at it.
Adult film worker.
A movie star as an adult. I mean, that was kind of your big breakout role, wasn't it?
It really was. I mean, but the thing about it is that when you're playing the Coca-Cola can, because everybody knows, you know, and you got that way. At the time, Sarah Palin was really well known. Everybody knew what she looked like and sounded like. It's very difficult because that you get the parameters there that you cannot go outside of that or you start losing.
Right, but I only had to be two-dimensional. You had to portray this person as three-dimensional.
I mean, I had help with the screenplay and the story.
Sure.
You know, so I had a lot going for it. You know?
And it's so odd that this thing kind of crops up in your life because one of your very first acting roles was with the real Elvis.
Yeah, it was 62, something like that. It was the World's Fair, and I was 10 years old, and I got this job, you know, to play this kid that kicks Elvis in the shins.
There you are, kicking Elvis in the shins.
There I am, kicking away. He wants to meet a girl, a nurse. So he figures, you know, he'll get this kid to injure him a little bit. And I kind of hit him a little too hard, and he, you know, but he pays me 50 cents. And then later on, when she's with him, I run into him at the fair, and I say, "Hey, mister, you want me to kick you in the shin again?" And she's like, looking at it, he goes, "Get away, you know, get away." And I said, "You can do it for a quarter. I'll take a quarter."
And did you get
the film?
Wow.
That's better than the monkey one.
Did you get that it was Elvis? I mean, as a kid.
No, it was my first brush with celebrity, though. I was just a kid, you know.
Was he nice to you?
Yeah, he was great. He was really a nice man, and he came on the set in the car, and there were, you know, the World's Fair was just opening, and so there was a lot of people there, and all of a sudden he came on the set, and maybe 2,000-3,000 women just went. They just jumped the car, and he had to bail out and come in a different way, and I thought, this guy must really be famous.
Tell me this, when you went, I think the first time you went, was it to do a TV show, 1967 or something?
65.
65. And is that when you met Elvis for the first time?
That's when I met Elvis Presley. Huh. I was there. And
don't try and compete.
Yeah, there you go. See, so I got there, and you know, it was wonderful. We were staying in the Gene Autry Hotel, you know, on Sunset Strip at the time. And Gene Autry was there. I saw him standing there, you know, and I mean, God, you know, this is unbelievable. My first year in show business. And then I had to go to Paramount Studios for a song for something, and they said, Elvis Presley's going to be there tomorrow, and he would like to meet you. I thought, Elvis Presley wants to meet me? It was unbelievable. God. And I went there, and you know, to go and see about this song, and they said, Elvis is filming. And, you know, once they stop the filming, you go in. So I did, and then they closed the doors again, and I'm standing in the back there with the Memphis Mafia, these guys that work for him, and he's in this little mock helicopter with this girl. And and they did a scene, you know, and I'm like, look at my God, it's Elvis Presley. And then they said, okay, cut. And he looked across and went, you know, and I was like, you know, looking at these fellas with me, they said, Elvis is waving at you, don't wave back. Me? You know, like, whoa. So anyway, so he gets out of this helicopter and he starts walking towards me. Well, I had a single record out at the moment. It was my third single called With These Hands. It was a ballad, it was a beautiful song. And Elvis is walking towards me going, with these hands,
oh my God,
I will cling to you, right? And he's going, you. And I thought, my God, if the boys back home could see me now, you know. It was unbelievable.
That's amazing, Elvis Presley story. If I say the words Elvis and karate to you, Liza.
Yes.
Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Oh, it does? Oh,
Yeah.
good. Oh, tell all.
Well, he liked to do it. He loved karate.
Yes.
And his moves on stage later on came from karate. And he was just really into it. I met him in Las Vegas. I had 2 dancers in my show, 2 beautiful lady dancers. It was us 3 women.
I hear you.
I'm on a natural man, you know. And I think he kind of liked one of those ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So he came backstage and said, "Can I watch the show?" I said, "Sure." And he watched and everything. Then he invited us all over. And we went over to this spectacular, I mean, I've never seen a space like that. His suite, it was just incredible, incredible. And we're kind of sitting there. I'm next to Alice Cooper. Wow. We're sitting there. And,
What a random group of people.
It was Chubby Checkers. Alice Cooper. Some porn star. I can't remember
Some porn
which one.
star?
Some really, you know, right at the moment.
good one.
It was Linda
Well,
Lovelace,
evidently.
was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's it.
You were there, weren't you?
And he...
She's told me the story.
Was there a deadpan British comedian as well?
Oh, yeah. But we're all just kind of sitting there, and he's disappeared, so we're kind of trying to chat, and suddenly the door flies open, and I hear, "Hi-ya!" And he's in the room in full, you know, dress.
Ninja Elvis.
Hi-ya! 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 And then it was like the Peter Sellers movie where the guy comes out of the closet to fight him, you know. Yeah. And suddenly, some guy, I guess his teacher, you heard, "Hi!" And he came from over here. And all of us are going, "Gee, that's great. Wow. You do this every night? You know, what do you say?" It was just, I couldn't believe it.
I love your life.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe
I've got
it.
to say, if I was Elvis Presley, I think that would be my chat-up strategy. Hi, my name's Elvis. I don't think I'd bother with the kung fu bit or learning martial arts. I'm Elvis. Yeah, do come in.
End all.
Forget it.
He was a nice man.
Yeah, well, so am
you
I.
know.
In terms of Elvis, is the story about Graceland true?
Me raiding Graceland, you mean?
Yeah, well, like, when Elvis was still alive.
It was 1975, and we were in Memphis, and Stephen and I wanted to go to an all-night diner. It was around 3 a.m. We got in a taxi. The taxi cab said, "Yeah, but there's one right out by Elvis's house." So, "Elvis's house? You know where Elvis lives? Take us there right now." Taxi driver took us to Graceland, and I got out. I saw there was some lights on in the house, because you could see the house wasn't far up the drive. Yeah. Gates were locked, the stone wall. I looked at Steve. I said, "Steve, I'm going in." and the taxi driver said, "Hey, man, don't go in there. They got big dogs over there. Don't go over that wall." I said, "Well, when's the opportunity going to come again?" I jumped over the wall, ran up the drive, got to the front door. And I was just about to knock on the front door, and a security guy came out of the bushes. And he said, "Can I help you?" And very casually, like, yeah. I said, "Yeah, is Elvis here?" You know? He said, "Well, Elvis is in Las Vegas." I said, "Okay, well, can you tell him," and I generally don't like to do this, but that Bruce Springsteen was here. And he may not know who that is, but I was just on the cover of Time and Newsweek. For you young folks, they were magazines. He says, "Yeah, I was just, and could you tell him?" "Yeah, I'll tell Elvis." And he came down and walked me out and let me out. That's as close as I ever got to Elvis Presley.
Wow. Good.